Hey guys, this is Jonathan here. I just wanted to talk about an issue I think that people have considered as a gimmick, mind control. And I think that this operates on a number of levels, and I think that the one that people are familiar with is the experiments. Bill Clinton publicly apologized for mind control. I quote him saying that I apologize for the countless experiments that have been done in this country that were inhumane during the time that they were committed and inhumane in the present time. The CIA have been fined for mind control. It's serious. And so I think that people are aware of it. They've heard stories about the CIA and the FBI not allowing their children to watch TV because of its mind controlling impact. But I just want to explain basically how it just kind of works in with human nature, just to cloud the thoughts and make you act in ways that are not really natural to your personality and who you are. So, for example, hyper-sexualisation in the media is a big one, which is very clearly, you can look at it and see how it does affect just the way you think, and because of how it bombards at a young age, and also because it is so aggressive, it shows you that it does manipulate the way your mind naturally works. So, for example, you've got your frontal lobe where you have your conscience and your reasoning, and the spiritual part of you is contained there in the frontal lobe, and obviously can be maintained through good, healthy spiritual and mental, physical practices, even with health. The hippocampus is the back part of the brain, and the back part of the brain is controlling the appetites and physical passions and sexuality and these things. And so, obviously, when you look at your mind, you'd realize that the frontal lobe should be the one in the control, and the hippocampus should be in submission to the frontal lobe and the upper reasoning of your mind. And then you can use all the appetites or passions of a man or a woman, but they're all in submission to the mind and the reasoning, so you can make good choices and do all the right things with your life and with your sexuality and these things. But now what's happening is that the aggressive aiming at the hippocampus and the lower nature of a man or a woman is causing them to override their frontal lobe, and so then your mind is unbalanced, and so you're doing things according to your body's instincts rather than cognitive decisions that you're making, or spiritual, or decisions that you're making based on your conscience. That is a massive issue. And so just something like artists like Katy Perry or Lady Gaga, or just your basic 50 Cent and Eminem, and the hip hop industry is it's very obviously just so overtly sexual, violent, and aggressive. It's really aiming at that back part of the brain, and it's for a young generation that are coming up that are trying to make decisions. They're thinking about moral choices that they're making all the time. This is a massive issue. Movies that were coming out when I was 15, like American Pie, I didn't realize were actually part of a bigger agenda, and that was to create a certain social climate in the youth and Generation Y that was shaping at the time, and it affected us all. Straight away, during the coming weeks of when that film was released, and we all saw that, it changed the way we viewed ourselves and sexuality. And sexuality is a massive part of the human psyche, and it changes the way you feel about yourself and your ideas of purity, innocence, and things like that. And just experimentation at a young age can just do things to your mind that make you kind of change your personality in ways that you wouldn't have chosen sometimes. So that's a little bit about how overt sexualization, hypersexualization in the media can influence somebody's thinking and cause them to override their natural reasoning and conscience levels of their mind, through aiming then at the appetites, sexual and physical, even for violence. That there is a dramatic shift. We need to, I believe, be focusing on basically the controlling of our passions. And as it says in the Bible, it says the old man has been put to death, and the new man walks after the spirit and not after the flesh. And it's just meaning that through a relationship with Jesus and the power that comes from God, he can teach us to be in control of our mind, and so we won't fall into. I mean, like guys like Tiger Woods and stuff. I don't believe that they ever wanted to have an affair. Their minds, they lost control of their mind. They chose to do those things, and so they are responsible. Yet at the same time, our society has really encouraged so much of allowing your body to dictate your decisions, and I think that's where this Bible principle of Christ coming and setting the captives free and helping us to actually not be in bondage to ourselves. Ironically, we end up being slaves, and that's a part of mind control, really. And so the media, a massive constituent, not the only part where our minds are being, basically inverted on their the way that they're supposed to process life. Yet the media is a major component in shaping people's characters, often, and in this case, definitely for the negative. So my advice there, everyone can obviously make their own decisions. As a humble layperson, I'd just say to limit the amount of stuff that you're consuming with the media, any hypersexualized stuff, to limit it or just get it out if you want to have that real peace and control over your mind, so you can obviously think on happy and moral things and have peace in your life, because you're in control of your mind and you can choose what you want to think and not rather be dictated through the lower appetites of your being. So that's my spiel there on mind control. Hope you guys have got something from it, and stay posted. Click the like button if you want to receive some more videos, and we're doing a bit of an email campaign, so get me your email, or I'll try and find it if you want that, and so you can not miss out on any of the series. Thank you.